Good morning, eighth graders. I hope you were able to get out on Monday and enjoy the sunshine before all the rain moved in on Tuesday. And now we've made it to the middle of the week. It's Wednesday. So I'm going to go through your Wednesday assignment with you. One thing I want to note here as I look at the weekly agenda is that now, since we are in a novel unit, it's really important that you complete assignments in chronological order. So if you have not completed Monday's intro to the giver, where I put a video and the slides on, with the Google form. And if you have not done the reading of chapters 1 and 2, make sure you do that first before you move into today's work. If I look here at Wednesday, one thing you'll need to do is read chapter 3. You can do that first or you can do that second. It does not matter today. If you use the audio, it's 9 minutes. That link is on Schoology with the full text. The other thing you need to do today is a quote analysis document. There's an assignment on Schoology that when you open, it takes you to this. So I'm going to walk you through here what these questions are and what exactly it is that you need to do today. One thing that's really important with literature is being able to take a quote and break it down and analyze the different pieces in order to understand the deeper meaning of that specific quote. And so that's what you're going to be doing today. I have the quote here you're going to be analyzing up at the top. Needless to say, he will be released. And I have here at the very top where you can find that quote. So this was in chapter 1 and it was on page 8. So if you go back to that PDF that I posted on Schoology and you go all the way down to page 8, you should be able to find this quote. On the left are the questions to answer, and then this is where you would type your answer in on the right. So you can just fill your answers in there. So what you are looking at is number 1, speaker and audience. Who said the quote? Again, go back to page 8 if you need to. Who is the quote said to? And what is the purpose of the quote? Why say the quote? Okay, that's the first one. 2, context. And you should have at least 2 sentences here. What is happening in the story when it's being said? What was going on chapter 1 or pages 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that makes sense of why this quote was stated? So what's happening in the story? So here you should just include a general summary. The third one, significance. Again, at least 2 sentences. What do you think the quote means? Now, I know it's early and we don't really know what it means when they say, needless to say, he'll be released, but I'm assuming you probably have some guesses. You should be able to figure out based on context, does it sound like this is a positive thing? Does it sound like this is a negative thing? What do you think the quote means? And so that's what you put here. What does that quote reveal about the characters in the story that they're saying, needless to say, he will be released? What does it tell you about the conflict? What does it tell you about the theme of the book or the community that Jonas is living in? And so that's what goes here. The fourth one is literary devices. Are there any literary devices used? Look through the quote and see, is there a simile present? Is there a metaphor, personification, hyperbole, etc.? You can go back and look at your poetry notes from the first 2 weeks of distance learning when we went through all of those different literary devices. What is the effect of using a literary device? If you can't find any, then you can just simply put that here. And then finally, the last one, which should also be 2+ sentences, is the connections piece. What does this quote mean to you personally, or how do you see this in your own world? It should be very clear after just 2 chapters how different Jonas's community is from the world we live in. So looking at mainly like your context and your significance boxes as far as what's happening in the story when it's being said, what do you think this quote means? How does this quote connect to you personally? And you can talk about that as far as like something really personal or like related to your family, or you could talk about the world if you can connect it to something happening in the world. What do you feel like this quote means to you, or how do you connect this to your world compared to what's happening in the book in Jonas's community or Jonas's world? And so that's what that last one is. How do you connect this to you? What does it make you think of when you hear that quote? So, and that's the bottom of the document. So again, today, Wednesday, complete this quote analysis and hit submit. And then you're going to read or listen to chapter 3. If you have any questions, let me know. There is live office hours this morning from 9 to 11 with the Zoom link on Schoology for you to jump on if you want to chat live. Otherwise, have a fantastic day.